Hey everyone, it's Intel here. So today I wanted to talk about bad hit reg. So have you ever been PvPing and you just felt like your hit registration just wasn't quite right? Well, that may not just be you. In this video, I wanted to talk about a few of the most common causes of that feeling of bad hit reg as well as how to address them. So before I start this video, I do want to say first of all that there was recently this YouTuber competition that was hosted by Six Striker, and basically in the competition, people voted for their favorite YouTubers, and the YouTubers in it were me, It's Glimpse, and Cheetah, and I actually ended up winning the competition. So if you guys happen to participate in that, I just want to say thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me, and also shout out to Six Striker. I'll leave his channel down below. And secondly, I've been streaming on Twitch almost every day, so if you guys don't want to miss that, then I'll leave it in the description below. I promise you guys it's really fun if you guys are there. But anyways, with all of that aside, let's go ahead and get started. So the first reason, and probably the most common reason of that feeling of bad hit reg, is the 1.8 miss penalty. Have you ever noticed that if you start punching the air, then sometimes you'll randomly stop swinging, even though your CPS mod still says that you're clicking? This is the 1.8 hit penalty, and basically how it works is that if you click 10 times in a second and you're not attacking anything, then a cooldown is started and you can't left click for half a second. If you're confused, then let me show you how it works. So right now I'm on 1.8 and I'm on a server called Sayu, and what's special about the server is that you can see your CPS in your scoreboard. This is different from the CPS mod because this is going to show you how many clicks the server is registering. In this example, I'm drag clicking with my Rocat Kane 100, but you can see that when I start drag clicking, the CPS values from the server and from the CPS module are very different. The server is registering half or even less than half sometimes of what I'm actually clicking on my mouse. Now on the other hand, if I start doing the same thing but this time I'm actually attacking a player, then you can see that the CPS values are pretty much the same. This is something that's exclusive to 1.8. 1.7 doesn't have this, and this is the reason that 1.7 PvP feels so much better than 1.8 PvP. You can see that when I'm on 1.7 and I'm doing the exact same thing, drag clicking on my left click, every click is being registered by the server, regardless of whether or not I'm actually attacking an entity. Now the faster that you click, the more this is going to affect you. You can see that when I'm jitter clicking around 12 to 13 CPS, some clicks are still not being registered by the server, but overall it's still registering more clicks than when I was drag clicking. And when I'm normal clicking, you can see that more or less all of my clicks are being registered by the server. This makes a pretty big difference in PvP. If you're clicking over 10 CPS on 1.8, anytime you're not attacking the player, you have a chance of your hits not being registered. This is also why if you're ever playing on a server that still supports 1.7, such as Mineman Club or Lunar, players on 1.7 are always going to have an advantage over players on 1.8. So there's two ways to work around this, and the first way is to click slower. If you click slower, then there's less of a chance that the hit penalty is going to apply to you in gameplay. And the second way is to try to time your attacks and try to minimize any of those times that you're clicking in the air. Only start clicking when you're close enough to the enemy that you know that the 1.8 hit penalty isn't going to happen to you. And once again, this is really only something you have to worry about if you're clicking over 10 times a second. The next reason, and this is something that's only Hypixel exclusive, is the Hypixel CPS Cap. So for whatever reason, but on Hypixel, if you click around or over 15 times a second, some of your hits will randomly stop registering. I'll show some clips of that on screen. This is a problem with Watchdog, and it's also the reason that YouTube ranks and staff ranks sort of have an advantage over other players because they don't get this. If you didn't know, YouTube ranks can bypass Watchdogs, so YouTube ranks can click however fast they want on the server and nothing's gonna happen to them, but normal players, if they do click around 15 CPS or above, then there's a chance that their hits will just not register at all. The second way is to click in bursts instead of clicking the whole time. This is something that a lot of top sumo players do on Hypixel. So for example, if someone is clicking 20 CPS, instead of clicking 20 CPS the whole time, they'll only click that when their attack actually registers on that person. And usually if you click in short bursts like that, then Hypixel won't cancel out your hits. And finally, the last reason, and this can happen to anyone regardless of how much they click, is just having unstable internet connection. If your internet is unstable and you're having a lot of lag spikes, then a lot of your hits just might not register at all. Now obviously the solution to this is just to fix your internet connection, but I know that's easier said than done. I made a whole guide on optimizing your connection. I'll leave that down in the description if you want to watch it, but basically probably the most effective thing that you can do is to use Ethernet and make sure that nobody else is hogging your bandwidth while you're playing. But anyways guys, that's pretty much all I have to say when it comes to having bad hit reg, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you enjoy watching me and my content, then I'd appreciate it if you consider looking at my Lunar Client cosmetics in the store. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.